Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a little bit of cheese to get things going for this evening's little concerto. It's yes, Alexander's got it right, it's the wonderful organ in Ulm, in the Pauluskirche, in the St. Paul's Church, in Ulm, U-L-M, a city in the south of Germany. Very famous, there's a very famous cathedral in Ulm. This is not its organ, this is the second largest church in Ulm, and it's a wonderful instrument, which was very recently sampled for our Hauptwerk here by pipe loops by our friend Rainer, and Rainer did a wonderful job sampling this organ for the wonderful world of Hauptwerk for us. And we are going to be hanging around in Ulm for some of this evening's concert because it's a lovely instrument and it has some wonderful effects. For example, it has that gorgeous celesta, which is rather cute. We could play all sorts of Tchaikovsky on it, couldn't we? It has cymbals. Where was my cymbals there? Which is kind of cute. It's like a theatre organ, isn't it? Well, no, it's not. But it's rather nice nonetheless. You can have the celeste everywhere, by the way. You can have it down in your feet, should you want. Why would you want it in your feet? I have no idea. But it's there if you want it. We're going to feature that in a piece of music here. Hold on. This should be my selection for this evening. Yes, here it is. Now, I have no idea what this translates as. This is a piece of music requested by our friend Steffi Wunderlich. And Steffi requested this. It's a tango, and I'm guessing it's a Polish tango. And it's called To Ostatnia Niedziela. Anyway, I have no idea if I pronounced that even vaguely right. Is Marek here tonight? Marek, if you're here, what the hell is this about? To Ostatnia Niedziela, or something like that. I wouldn't know how to begin pronouncing Polish, so I'm hoping that's roughly right, as they say. And yeah, let's get on with it. It's a wonderful piece of music. It's rather cute. And it might, for very lucky, sound something like this. Now, I had I had an idea that we'd have the organ about here. Exactly, that's it. But we're going to have the celeste up here again. Where are you? There you are. And we're going to have that this time with some fluties. Yeah, that sounds kind of cool. This is the last Sunday, says Marek. Oh, well, thank you very much indeed. There we are. Oh, yes, now, our friend, the Secret Works Council, I wonder who that is, JY. The Secret Works Council, sounds like something Masonic, doesn't it? No, the Secret Works Council is saying in German there, vielen, vielen Dank, which means many, many thanks. And the first piece of music this evening, the Wunderschön Prächtige, that wonderful Maria hymn to Mary, or hymn to Marie in Joe's case, he requested that for this evening. So yes, wonderful piece of music. Sounds good on this organ too, doesn't it? As does this, at least I hope it will. What a wonderfully cute piece of music. Is it a TV theme show music, says Jez, asking Marek. It's a wonderful piece of music. I found it on YouTube, dated. Hold on, let me see if I've still got it open. I don't think I have. I think I closed it. I closed it down. Dated from the 1930s or something, very, very long time ago. And it was a wonderful recording I found. There was a violin, there was an accordion, there was a very out of tune trumpet, trumpet, and there was an organ. So yeah, what an amazing piece of music. Lovely. Thank you, Steffi, for your request. Very much fun. I love it. Very good fun indeed. Right, now we've got some very bizarre requests for this evening's concert. We've got everything ranging from film music to orchestral light music to, dare I say it, things like, well, steam trains. We've got everything tonight. We've got all sorts of exciting things, and I hope we can get it all in. There's an awful lot. So let's start. Did I forgot to press record, didn't I? Silly boy. So where shall we start? Good question. I think we shall start with the easy stuff and build up to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, fun. Fun. Yeah, what's the story of that piece of music? Anyone? Here, Marek, what's the story of that piece? Have you said anything in here? Let's find out. Marek, sounds like music befitting a murder mystery TV series. Inspector Dice will be arriving on screen any minute. Whoever Inspector Dice is. There's Marek. Presumably it's written To ostatnia niedziela. Yes, it is. Yes, this is the last Sunday. Gosh, I should have played it on Sunday then, shouldn't I? I shouldn't have played it tonight at all. Matt Leach, I'm sorry that I am unable to send any tickets or donations today. I'm a poor, unpaid village church organist. I could have said that. That's exactly what I am too. I'm a poor, well, measly paid, I think would be the word, village church organist. Yeah, measly is the word. This is why we do these live concerts, because it's great fun and we get a wonderful gang together and we have fun. Right, now we already had Joe's number there. I wanted to dedicate this one just to everybody because it's a wonderful tune. It's one of the old-fashioned hymns. I'm a very old-fashioned person. In fact, I'm so old-fashioned I can't find the bloody thing. Where is it? It must be up here somewhere. Here it is. It's number 878 in this book. Now, the one we just played for Joe was number 880. This is 878. And it's a wonderful piece of music. It's very old, and it's the sort of the local equivalent of one of the sort of tunes, sort of the hymns to Mary that you would play in times of war, on times of need, that kind of thing. So once again, the Gartshores have had what can only be described as a shit week. That's the technical term. You know the phrase, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. Well, with us, it's 1 step forward, 10 steps back. And it's been very much that this week. So this evening's concert is purely to cheer me up after a rotten week. So anyway, but I'm not going to tell you all about it because it's private. But it's nothing overly... I'm not going to tell you anything about it. So don't worry about it. We'll be fine. So don't worry about it. So should you be? We probably aren't worried, but should you be? Don't be. Anyway, here's a wonderful piece of music, and this is just to cheer everybody up, mainly me. Oh, it's a good sounding organ, this, isn't it? It really is quite something. It's a Link organ. It was originally built by a company called Link, L-I-N-K, like the Link. I'll send you a link. The Link, and then it was rebuilt in this amazingly complicated. There's a picture of the console. You can't see that really, can you? But it's got lots of huge number of stops and buttons and toys and things. It looks almost exactly like the organ of St. Joseph in Bonne-Boyle, where I used to be the organist, and it's got all the toys. Oh, I didn't notice it did that. That's rather cute. That's a nice idea. Look at that. You can't see that. I wish I could show you that. Rather than the keys moving up and down on this, there are little green lights that appear when you press a key. That's a nice idea, because I'm about to start sampling my organs, and I was wondering about doing this because it's an incredible amount of work picturing the keys moving, but little green lights. That's kind of cute. Anyway, right, enough of that, sorry. Yes, and it was sort of modernized and fancified by this company called Gaida, G-A-I-D-A, and they are renowned for doing amazing things. So it's not actually your standard kind of organ. It's a rather bizarre sort of, well, if you were to sit at the console, it would take you forever to get used to start knowing what to do with it, how to play it. For example, here's the first manual. Now, all of these stops here belong to the first manual. There's a 32-foot stop on the first manual, a contra violon. But as you can hear, that doesn't sound like a thing. No, it's an acoustic 32, so it's a 32-foot effect. We also have a bourdon. A bourdon 32 on the first manual, which is rather weird. And then we have a normal principal stop, a stringy stop, a soft stringy stop. Now the next thing along is this, but it's actually pinched from the second manual. Yeah? So you have to look very, very carefully at the stop names. There's little sort of Roman numerals above or below them telling you, hold on a minute, this is pinched from a certain manual. So for example, here on the second manual, I can play this stop. But it's actually part of the first manual stops. Does that make sense? Probably not. And so on and so on. So you can basically put anything anywhere without having to use couplers. That's the main difference to all the other organs. Okay, you don't have to use couplers. It's a lovely flute, by the way, which is rather cute. Anyway, there you are. But it's a wonderful organ. It does it all, and of course it has toys, which you can even have on the old foots. I don't know why you'd want it on the feet, but why not? There you are. For all the freaks out there, and when I say freaks, I mean that in the nicest possible way, because let's face it, at the end of the day, we are all organ freaks. It has a tuba, which is not on that manual. Hold on, did I press the wrong button? Yes, I did. Here it is. It's here, sorry. And that tuba is available at 8-foot pitch, an octave higher at 4-foot pitch, and of course an octave lower at 16-foot pitch. So we now have 3 tubas, 16, 8 and 4. And because this is the new Gaida system, which makes no sense whatsoever to normal people, I can have the 32-foot reed on the bottom manual. And it runs all the way to here. Does that make sense? I don't think it does. Has anyone ever played 10-note chords on a 32-foot reed? Until now, probably not. It's a very bizarre mix of stuff, but there are some beautiful, beautiful sounds. Now, my favorite sound on the entire organ, I have to flip through my registrations here. Bear with me. Let me do it this way. This is the fastest way. 2 buttons at the same time. Click. It has a wonderful Vox Humana. Together with lovely strings, and of course I couple all of those very soft strings to that, couple it down to this manual using the couplers, octave couplers. So instead of playing that, I'm playing that. Instead of playing that, I'm playing that, all at the same time, just by doing that. Okay, so that's that, and that, and that, and that. Get it? And I'm doing it with 2 keys there. And it gives you this warm, luscious, washy, gorgeous zzz effect. Ah, isn't that just delicious? It's too much, man. It's too much. And then, like I say, it has the Celeste, and for some bizarre reason, one of those incredibly cheesy sort of rolling cymbal-y things that you would use, I don't know, Disney probably, a piece of music by Disney. Back to the world of requests, ladies and folks, and we are going to play, hold on, yes, that's why. Here, we are going to play this, and this is a request from my sister. Is my sister even here this evening? Are you here, little Laura? I'm sure you are. I say little, she's much bigger than I am, my sister, and I mean that in the nicest possible way. She has requested this piece of music, which I think you will all recognize, and if you don't, shame on you. Waltz number 2 by Dmitri Shostakovich. A wonderful piece of music, and I do apologize for getting my key signatures completely wrong. This piece of music, this arrangement that I dug out from the interweb, modulated to C major, which is wrong. It doesn't do that. It modulates to E flat major, doesn't it? So where on earth did they get that idea from? It goes and then that's it. Now it's C major. And so on and so on and so on. Isn't that cute? I love it. Did you know, here, useless piece of information time. Did you know this is called the Suite number 2 for Jazz Orchestra, believe it or not. It's nothing jazzy about it, but it's a wonderful collection of pieces of music. I played all of this. Did I play it or conduct it? I can't remember. With an orchestra years ago. No, I played it. I played the trombone. There's a wonderful trombone solo in this. And I got to play that. I remember that. It was my first year in Germany, I think, wasn't it? It must have been 24 years ago then. Anyway, and I played the entire suite with this orchestra. Can't even remember which orchestra it was, but never mind. I played the entire suite, and it was great. And everyone was saying, "Ooh, it's jazz, jazz, jazz," and I'm saying, "No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not." But the whole thing was Shostakovich was a bit of a rebel. And he liked to rebel against the Russian regime. There's a lot of rolling R's there. Rebelling against the Russian regime. And all this kind of music was banned in those days. And Shostakovich thought, oh, well, sod you, and wrote this wonderfully fun music. And from his Jazz Suite number 2, yes, there was a Jazz Suite number 1, that waltz number 2 has become the most famous of them all. It's been used in films and television shows. It's been used all over the place. Can you think of it being used anywhere? Right, now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do something fun this week. We're going to do something else. Hi, are you on Sunday this week in the church and play the organ? No, I'm not. Saturday, not Sunday. I don't do Sundays. I do Saturdays. Yeah, Saturdays is my time. Okay, so I'm going to play one more piece of music, and then we are going to do something we haven't done for a very long time. We're going to have a look at, well, we're not going to have a look at, we're going to have fun with some questions. You're going to ask me some questions, and I'm going to answer them. And you can ask me anything you want. But before we do that, let me say thank you to some people who have been buying some tickets. Let me just pop that away. That's not a ticket, that's a private email. Why is there a private email in there? That shouldn't be there. Stefan, our friend Stefan has bought a ticket. Thank you very much, Stefan. Our friend Ursel has bought a ticket. Thank you very much, Ursel. And the following 4 people have bought a ticket. Jerry has bought a ticket. Alexander has bought a ticket. Gerald has bought a ticket. And William has bought a ticket. Thank you very much indeed. There's no message on William's ticket tonight. That's a shame. Usually there's a message like Friday beer or something like that. So wonderful. There's no message tonight. Gosh, exciting stuff. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget, you can help your poor organist by buying a ticket. Please consider it. This is how the organist makes his livelihood. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. So, yes, if you want to ask any questions, let's get going with it. Robert Varner has already asked a question. What particles compose dark matter? I don't know, but there is an organist who composes music involving subjects like dark matter and direct blast and things like that. That's me. Anyway, right, on with the show. And we are going to try this. It's another waltz. It's called the Winter Waltz. Now, why am I playing the Winter Waltz at this time of the year? Well, many, many years ago at this time of year, a bunch of guys sat in a steaming hot Los Angeles office, thought, God, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. That's how hot it was. It was during a heat wave back in the 40s. And they thought, hold on, that's a wonderful idea for a tune. And together with Irving Berlin, they wrote the tune, I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas. So as we are all sweating around the world in this summertime, let's play the Winter Waltz and see what that sounds like. The Winter Waltz. What a cute piece of music. I think you'll agree. Who dis? A tick has arrived from Jan. Thank you very much, Jan. Very kind. Thank you. Right, let's have a look. See if people have been asking questions. Let's have a look. Question, what particles compose dark matter? Do you still have the fish, says Mike King. Yes, we still have the fish. We now only have 3 fish because 2 of them mysteriously died. Well, we know how they died, but never mind. That sort of happened. So yes, we do still have the fish. Last night there was a green-eyed hedgehog running around our property. Thank you. That is not a question. It's too hot, says Mike King. Right, no questions? Splendid. If people don't have questions, then I don't want to. What time do you play the organ in church on Saturday? 6 p.m. is the answer to that. That's it? That's it? No questions? Splendid. Please preface your questions with the @Fraser Gartshore string. Thank you. Good idea, Cam. I like it. That's a really good idea. Ah, nice one, Cam. All right, well, that's 1 question so far. That's good. Obviously, you're not in the least interested in what's going on anywhere whatsoever, so that's fine. We should continue with the music. Now, come on, people. Ask some questions. My sister is asking, what is your quest? Yes, very good, yes. To seek the Holy Grail, and so on and so on. So if we're going to do Monty Python, that's an entire evening to itself. So let's not do it now. Cameron Platt, what's your favourite flavour of ice cream? Our favourite flavour of ice cream? That's a very good question. I don't know, actually. I rather like sort of creamy stuff with caramel in it. That's kind of, yeah, that kind of thing. That kind of thing. I'm not really into fruity stuff, and I'm not really into chocolatey stuff either. There we are. What's your favourite? Do you have a puppy? No, Mike King, we do not have a puppy. How fast is a swallow? You see, that's not quite the question. You need to ask the correct question, Razbaz, to get it right. Are we talking an African or a European swallow? And is it a laden swallow or not? Anyway, let's not continue with Monty Python. Stop it. We will not answer Monty Python. Why do you not like to play Bach? Because it's too bloody difficult. And I'm too bloody lazy. There you are. What do you call fish without eyes? Fish, oh, for heaven's sake. Are your fish guppies? No, they are not. They are what do you call them? Kois. Koi carp. It sounds very posh, doesn't it? But they're in a very, very small pond. Do you miss anything from Scotland that is not available here? Good question. Not available. Well, obviously my family. That was a cheesy answer, wasn't it? They're not available here. What else do I miss from Scotland? Well, I don't know, you see, because most things you can get. I just ordered a whole box full of chocolate, Cadbury's chocolate and McVitie's biscuits, things that you can only get in the UK normally. I just ordered some stuff on the internet because I miss that kind of stuff. What do I miss? I don't know. Well, let's just say Great Britain in general. I miss a bloody good curry. Over here, Indian food is an absolute disgrace. It really is. And over in the United Kingdom, British Indian restaurants, I love that term, BIR, British Indian restaurants, have the best Indian food. So there you are. All right, so there you are. That's a good question. Thank you, Uza, for that question. Right, any more questions then? I'm looking for things that have been marked. Don't you dare say Scottish cuisine. Why not? There's nothing wrong with Scottish cuisine, Don Prince. Scottish cuisine is wonderful. Everyone assumes that British cuisine is awful. Well, you're from Holland, for God's sake. That's the worst cuisine in the world. Is there anything redeeming about Dutch cuisine? I'm stuck for an answer there. Scottish cuisine, fresh Highland salmon, fresh Highland venison, haggis. Oh, God, wonderful stuff. Yeah, my God, no, Scottish cuisine is absolutely wonderful. Do you have a Japanese garden with a pond for your cows? In my mind I do, but no, we definitely don't. Do you live in Herschbach? No, I don't live in Herschbach, but I live close to Herschbach. What? Stolpenwaffles or cookies? Yeah, well, that's hardly cuisine, is it? That's just diabetes in a plastic bag. So no. Do I still have the flying chicken car, says Mike. Yes, very much still have the flying chicken car. It's the only car that's reliable and on the road at the moment. Everything else is in need of dire restoration. So that's the end of that. Secret Works Council, nothing beats southern cooking. You're quite right. Jeff Ryle, what's wrong with Dutch cuisine genuinely? It's awful. I honestly can't think of anything traditional Dutch that has made it anywhere else around the world. A roll and a square sausage. Yeah, that's pretty Scottish, I suppose, isn't it? Yeah. Well, that's Glasgow, really. You wouldn't find that anywhere else. Do you know Harry Potter? Not personally, no. Dutch is well cooked. We could make jokes about Dutch ovens, couldn't we? But we're not going to. We're not going to. All right. A good old sing-song in a pub. What's that supposed to be? Is that something we miss from the UK? I doubt it. What, Chaz and Dave? I hope not. Marek, I love haggis, one of the best foods I ever discovered. There you are. Splendid. Scottish cuisine, on top of that, likes deep frying a lot. That's an urban myth. It's an urban myth. There's nothing deep fried in Scotland that you can't get anywhere else in the United Kingdom. That's just one of those stupid myths. There was a joke that somebody once went in and said, "Can you deep fry this Mars bar for me?" And as a joke, they covered it in batter and threw it in the fryer. And when it came out, they sort of bit into it, and it turned out to actually be rather tasty. It was just basically a joke, but it turned into something that sort of worked, funnily enough. I've never tried anything like that, no. Anyway, there you are. Do you admire any other organist and enjoy their playing? Yes, but I'm not going to tell you who. Haggis is best eaten raw like sushi. No, Matt, definitely not. No, you don't want to eat it. You do not want to eat it raw. Good God, no. Yes, there are many organists that I do admire and love. Let's go for the dead ones. No, that's not true. Let's not do that either. But yeah, there are a lot. There are a lot. Lucy's Super Tato Bundy Rower Deep Fried Mars Bar is amazing. There you are then. I might try one day. Cam, what's the most difficult concert you have performed and where was it? That's a wonderful question. And it was a very, very long time ago in a London cinema organ venue. I'm not going to say where it was, but it was one of those concerts. It had not been advertised. It hadn't been advertised, and I was only one of the people playing, and I turned up at the concert, and there were about 4 people in the audience, maybe 5. If you add the organisers and some of the committee who were there, then maybe, let's say, 10 people were there in the audience. And they all sat in the audience like this, and whoever played before me played the most boring tunes and didn't entertain the audience at all. So I came on and did my little stint, and I said to the 10 people, or said to the audience people who were there, and I said, come on, come over here. Let's all stand. There's not many of you. Let's come and stand round the organ. I'll tell you all about it. And they shuffled, like March of the Zombies. The average age was about 122. And they all sort of shuffled over to the organ console where I was. And then I started saying, right, let's play a piece of fun, jazzy music. And one guy said to me, oh, you can't dance to that. I said, well, you're not supposed to dance to it. It's a piece of music from, this, that, and this. Oh, no, we only like coming here to dance. I said, it's an organ concert, not a dance concert. And if you're going to dance, where is everybody then? I said, oh, well, they're all dead. So I thought, right, that's it. So I played my instrument, sorry, I'm reading. I played my concert and left. I thanked them very much for turning up, and I think I managed to entertain some of them, but some of these zombies were, oh God, absolutely terrible. Yes. Let's go for the dead ones. Fraser Gartshore 24. Yeah, sorry about that. The most difficult concert. Well, I don't know if that's what you meant, Cam, but that's your answer. What was your very first instrument you played? Very first instrument I played was a toy piano. There's a picture of me playing it in the back garden of my great aunt in Inverness. The back garden of my great aunt. That sounds like a euphemism, doesn't it? It was in Auntie Dorothy's back garden. And we had a toy piano, and I would sit in the garden and play the toy piano. There you are. So that was my first ever instrument. I remember that. It's one of my earliest memories, believe it or not. Is there any style of music you prefer over others? Yes, French Romantic. I love French Romantic organ music. It's just wonderful. It's easy to play. It sounds wonderful. It's just great. Scottish people love to dance. It's a secret. Yeah, you're right, we do. At school, we learnt to dance. In the winter months, when we didn't go out onto the playing fields for sports, we would hang around in the school gym and we would learn Scottish country dancing. And not the sort of the little pinky Scottish country dancing, oh, hello, oh, yes. No, proper hairy-arsed Scottish country dancing where you break limbs and things like that. I broke my wrist doing Scottish country dancing once. That's how bad it is. Have you ever performed in the United States? Yes. In various places. That's another one. Okay, live stream. Who's your favorite composer? Ooh, tough one. Who was that? Gregory. Tough one. A toss-up between Maurice Duruflé in the French department and Herbert Howells in the English department. I love their music. It's so just beautiful. At my funeral, I want either the Duruflé Requiem in its entirety, or some stuff by Howells, which is just absolutely beautiful. I love it. Uza Mayo says Rega. No, Rega, no. No. Rega's the kind of music you want to play if you've had a really, 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 really heavy night on a curry with lots of beer and you're feeling it the next morning and something needs to leave, and then you go to that little room, and that's Rega. That feeling, that escape, as it were, that's Rega's music. There you are. Love your playing. Have you played the Blackpool Tower Borough Wurlitzer? No, I haven't, Maureen Whiteley. And I've always wanted to. And many years ago, when I was a school kid, I did a school project or some kind of project on theatre organ. And I went to Blackpool and I got to meet Phil Kelsall. And Phil took me down under the stage, showed me the Wurlitzer console. I got to take pictures. It was all very informative and very exciting, but I never got to play it. I've played many theatre organs around the world, actually, but I've never been able to play the Blackpool Tower one. But I know that if I go back to Blackpool off-season, Phil would definitely let me play the organ. I know that because it's been said. So one day I will definitely play it, and by God will we have cameras with it. Have you played the Albert Hall organ? Yes, I have. I've played the Albert Hall organ many times. Many years ago, I used to secretly spend a lot of time in London, and I was involved with quite a few interesting people in London, and we used to sneak into, because of his connections, we could sneak into various buildings and get up to all sorts of nonsense. And we snuck into the Albert Hall on various occasions, and I got to play the organ. Much like a certain young lady does these days, I used to get to do that back in the 90s. It was great. It's a lovely organ. It's a lovely building. It's wonderful, wonderful stuff. Maureen, I know Phil Kelsall. Well, say hi. Say hi from us here in the Gartshore gang and tell Phil we'd love to come over and visit the organ sometime soon. What is the most modern music you like? Says Yellowbird. The most modern, in other words, the newest. That's a very good question. I really don't know the answer to that. If we're talking sort of popular music, then I suppose we're going to, I really don't know. I like lots of different things, but it just sort of depends what mood I'm in. I tend not to like anything from the 80s onwards, mainly because it's rubbish. I like good music. So if we're talking modern music, we're talking people like Roy Wood, Jeff Lynne. Funnily enough, they belong together, don't they? Phil Spector, when he wasn't killing people, although that's older. But Phil Spector as a producer. But yeah, sort of, I don't know. It's difficult. That's a very difficult question to answer. Very difficult question to answer. Do you know the organ on the island of Pellworm? I recently saw and listened to it on TV. No, I don't, but thank you very much for that. In October, I will be visiting the German island of Langeoog. It's called Langeoog. That's a wonderful name. And I'm hoping actually to visit an organ while I'm up there, so that'd be good. Do you like the sound of the metal tibias in Compton theatre organs? Ha ha! Very interesting question from Gerald Long there. Metal organ pipes or wooden organ pipes? Can you tell the difference? When I was at university, one of my lecturers, a guy called Clive Greathead, and Clive was a physicist, but he was also an acoustician. And together with a guy called Murray Campbell, who actually went to school with my dad, Murray Campbell and Clive Greathead wrote a book called The Musician's Guide to Acoustics. And Clive was fascinated by the organ world, and Clive and I used to go and visit theatre organs. At the time, they were rebuilding an organ, a Compton organ in Coatbridge? I think it was Coatbridge, near Glasgow. And I used to go over there on a Saturday morning to help rebuild this organ. I wired up the xylophone, I remember that. The Summerlee Compton. Summerlee was the Summerlee Museum of, I don't know, it was an industrial museum. But they had this lovely little 3-manual 8-rank Compton. Was it 8-rank Compton? 8 or 9-rank Compton. It was being restored and put in there. It was wonderful, huge acoustic, because it was a big sort of, open museum space. An industrial museum space, so it was an old railway shed, as far as I remember, or something like that, or maybe a steelworks. I can't remember what it used to be. And together with Clive, anyway, this is what this is all about. Together with Clive, we measured the frequencies, the pictures of the frequencies of metal tibias, and then we headed over to East Kilbride, which is just south of Glasgow, where there was a huge 4-manual Wurlitzer installed in the Civic Centre, was it the Civic Centre, East Kilbride? And they had a wooden tibia, of course, a lovely big, splashy, wonderful Wurlitzer tibia. And of course, we took the same measurements of those pipes. And acoustically and frequency-wise, there was absolutely no difference whatsoever. But there was a difference in sound. Or was there? Was it just maybe our minds were telling us there was a difference? It's like people who believe in homeopathy, you know, they believe there's a difference. How can you believe in something that's been diluted 400 million times? Anyway, never mind. Let's not get on to that. I have that book, says Cameron Pletz. The Musician's Guide to Acoustics by Clive Grated and Murray Campbell. Good God. Oh, well, there you are. Right. Maureen, the best organ I've played is either Buckfast Abbey, or the Wedding Pavilion at Disney Orlando. Bloody hell, that's quite a difference. Nice one. I don't know either of those organs personally, so that's that. Jeff says, so what's Fraser's answer? I don't know. So what was my answer? What's the strangest organ you have found? Oh, definitely the one in Germany, not that far from here, in a place called Sinzig. Sinzig. There's a video of it on the channel. How crazy is this organ? I think the video was called. It is just beyond this world weird. That's the only answer for it. I wonder who will sample the refurbished organ at Notre Dame for Hauptwerk this coming springtime. Nobody is the answer. That organ will never be sampled. Anyway, never mind. That's a different subject. Why don't I like cauliflower? Because it's disgusting. It tastes like drains. It's awful. Marek, which is your favourite organ in the UK? Easy peasy, Liverpool Anglican Cathedral. End of story. Jeff Ryle, Fraser Gartshore, question above. Would you play with bonobo like Anna Lapudet? I don't know what that means. I really don't know what that means, so I can't answer that. Bonobo. Is that a modern rhythm combo or something? I have no idea. I have no idea who that is. So I don't know. However, I have played organ with all sorts of people over the years, so if it is a modern rhythm group, then I probably would, yes. I'm quite happy to play with anything at all. What are your feelings about broccoli? Well, it's green and it tastes ever so slightly better than cauliflower, but not much. Bonobo is a species of monkey. Yeah, Tim, that sounds about right to me. Would I ever play with a bunch of monkeys? Maybe I already have. I've been in many bands. Let's have a piece of music. You carry on asking questions and we shall have a piece of music in the meantime. Damn it, what was it going to be? Here's a piece of music. I hope I can remember it from my theatre organ days. I heard this the other day. I don't know, Ross. Is Ross around? Ross, are you in here tonight? If Ross is in the chat, say hi. Ross recently put up a wonderful video. He has a YouTube channel called Organ Music YT, Organ Music YouTube, Organ Music YT, and he restores old 78 recordings of theatre organists from the 30s, 40s, that kind of thing, amongst others. There's all sorts of other content there, but this is something he's doing at the moment. And I recently donated to his channel because I love the work he's doing, and he restored a whole batch of things thanks to my little donation, and he's putting up a lot of wonderful stuff there. And he put up a wonderful recording of a piece of music that I used to play. I hope I can remember it. I don't have the music in front of me. I don't think I have the music anywhere. Let me see. I don't think I have the music anywhere, but I should probably be able to remember it by memory. Let's try spelling it right. Actually, it might be in my big book of nonsense. Let's have a look. It might be in here. It might not be in here, but let's see if we can find it. I'm going to dedicate it to our friend Cam, just because Cam's the only Canadian I know in the audience tonight. Are there any other Canadians in the audience? If you're a Canadian, then say hi. Here, is it here? It might be. It is, ladies and gentlemen. It is. It's impossible to read, but let's find out. Let's see. For any Canadians, Robert Varner is not Canadian. At least you don't live in there. Jim is a former Canadian. Aha! Now we're getting somewhere. So there's lots of former Canadians out there, aren't there? It's a wonderful piece of music called Canadian Capers. The Canadian Capers. There you are. I remembered it too. Apart from that, la 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 la. Apart from that bit, Canadian Capers. What a wonderful, fun piece of music. Who wrote it? It doesn't tell me. Who wrote that? Canadian Capers. I don't know. How old is it? I'm guessing it's sort of teens, 19 teens, something like that. Who's this? Our friend Gabor. Thank you very much, Gabor. That's very kind of you. Gabor has been the first ticket in about, hold on, in over half an hour. So thank you, Gabor. Thank you, Gabor. Right, splendid. All right, have there been any more? Yes, we're all going to go A. Here's a good question. Our friend Gleiswanderer asked a question. Gleiswanderer, the donator of the Brown Book of Magic, Magnificence. How many pieces of the BOM have you played privately between the concerts? None is the answer to that. I only open it when we do the concert. I sometimes look and see which one we're going to play today. I'll have a look and think, ooh, that looks good. But yeah, in between the concerts, I don't really come up here very much. We have a baby. I have a young wife. We have a very young baby. I have work to do. I have things that need doing. When I say work to do, I don't mean a job. This is my job. Yeah, so I don't come up here very often to do other things. So, Gregory Allen, 2 pints of homeopathic lager. That's the deal. That's what it's all about. Splendid. Why not Notre Dame, says Mike King. Because the people in Notre Dame would not allow it. Actually, having said that, it's not that they wouldn't allow it. It's just that sampling any organ in France is an incredibly difficult process because organs in France do not belong to the church; they belong to the state. And even making a recording of an organ in France is incredibly difficult. And if you get caught without the necessary permissions, you will be fined a huge amount of money. It's very difficult to do anything like that. There are organs that have been sampled in France, obviously. I have some of them here. And everyone who's ever sampled an organ in France, there's a huge amount of red tape. It takes forever, and it's awful. And also, I think the people at Notre Dame, they are very traditional about these things. I don't think they would like it very much. However, after the stuff that had been happening recently, who knows? But I doubt it. I know all the organists at Notre Dame, so I will ask them at some point, but I somehow doubt it. There are, however, other organs in Paris that do want to be sampled, but I'm not going to say anything about that. Right. Right, let's have a look. Any more verses? Have you got the Hauptwerk system installed on the organ? This is Hauptwerk. Yes, this is Hauptwerk. That was Maureen, so yes, this is definitely Hauptwerk. It's all Hauptwerk. I've got that thing. All right, any more questions? I don't think so. At least I haven't found any more questions. Let's see. Trumpet guy has arrived who's late. We're asking questions, so well, you can ask me any question you want, whether I answer it or not. Oh, someone was asking, what do I think about Cameron Carpenter and Anna Lapwood? What, the two of them together? That's a very unlikely partnership. For various reasons. What do I think about them? Well, that's a very personal question. I don't know either of them. I've never heard them play live. And to be honest, I've never actually heard them play a complete piece of music. So I don't really know. I really don't very know. I don't watch many other organists. I don't listen to many other organists. I certainly don't watch them on YouTube. So yeah, I shall reserve judgment on that one. I have to meet them and hear them and see them play live to get an actual impression of what I think. And that was a very politically correct answer, wasn't it? Yes. Okay. Got to be very clever. Got to be very careful. Okay, right. Any more questions like that? Yeah, don't ask me questions about other people. That's not fair. That's really not fair. I'm sure if you asked them about me, they would say the same thing. Not that I would give a... anyway. All right, I don't think we have any more questions. At least I can't find it. If I've missed a question, then please repeat it. Diplomatic answer, said Robert. Yeah, it's not my usual style, is it? But we have to be. Matt Leach, meanwhile, the mayor of Paris goes swimming in the Seine to promote the current Olympics. God, well, I hope he's got a good batch of antibiotics. That's like someone who recently, there was a politician a few years ago who said the water in the Rhine in Germany is safe enough to drink. And then he grabbed a glass and fished some water out of the Rhine and drunk it. He was sick for months afterwards. Yes, anyway. Right. Now, music. Ha 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 ha. This, is it even on here? I think it's on here. Click. There it is. This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. Our friend Gleiswanderer, he wrote to me and said it's his birthday, but he doesn't celebrate birthdays. It's his +1, he calls it. He doesn't like birthdays. So you can say happy birthday to Gleiswanderer, should you wish. I will say happy birthday to you. I don't know exactly when your birthday was because you didn't tell me, but he mentioned it was sort of in the vicinity of this week, or has been in the vicinity of this week. And he asked me if I would play a piece of music for him that he has been requesting for a long time. And a long time ago, he sent me an orchestral score of an incredible piece of music. Now, when I say orchestral score, we're talking like 40 parts, from the flutes all the way down to the strings, all the instruments in the orchestra. Huge score. And theoretically, you could sort of, mark the bits that you should play, and then you can work your way through it. But, you're constantly turning pages in these kinds of things. And for live performances, it's very difficult indeed. However, I've managed to find a rather good transcription, nonetheless, of this piece of music, and I think I can do this. I think I can do it. So, for Gleiswanderer, he's been waiting for this for a very long time, and I do apologize for making you wait for so long, but it's a very difficult piece of music. It doesn't sound difficult, that's the annoying thing about it, but it is rather difficult. So I hope we can make something of it. It's called, I need to get the English title of this because I only have the Danish title at the moment. It's called the Copenhagen Steam Railway Gallop. The Gallop. Or it's just called the Railway Gallop, actually. But it's the Copenhagen Steam Railway Gallop. And it's by someone called Lumbier, whoever Mr. Lumbier was. And it's a rather bizarre piece of music, and I think we might have to put some steam train effects in here for it. Let's find out. Gosh, what a fun piece of music. I'm going to have a look at that properly sometime very soon and dig out all the fun bits. Isn't that a fun piece of music? Gosh, let's practice your scales, Fraser. Wow, that's really cool. And it does this. And it changes key there. I got that one wrong, I'm sorry. Ooh, wonderful. Oh, it is actually his birthday today. Gleiswanderer just sent in a ticket. Thank you very much for your ticket. And it is his birthday today. Well, in that case, we'll say happy birthday, Gleiswanderer. Ha! Bet nobody's ever played Happy Birthday like that before. Happy birthday, old friend. Went off the rails. Nice one. Oh, I love that. That was good fun. That was good fun. Yay! Should you come up with a small task, it will be the Emperor's fanfare. I'm not sure what you're talking about there, Peter, but I'm sure that's something meant for somebody else. Steam trains. What is it about organists and steam trains? There's definitely a connection. Definitely a connection between the two. I really don't know. I really don't know. I wonder what the connection is. Anyway, that was fun. That was definitely fun. So thank you very much for that. That was really good fun. Oh, something else has arrived. Another ticket has come in. David P. Thank you very much, David P. I'm not going to give you a full name, obviously. Keep up the good work, he says. Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm trying to keep up the good work. I'm trying to keep up the good spirits as well. Like I said, it's been a crappy week. And it can only get better. That's one way of looking at it. It can only get better. So that's one way. Definitely one way of looking at it. Matt Leach, pipes, he says. Is that the connection between steam trains and organists? I don't know. I don't think so, because I think it's just general sort of people who like weird things. And banjo players also tend to like steam trains. So make of that what you will. Talking of steam trains, here's another piece of music my sister requested. I can't remember the rest of it. Those magnificent men in their flying machines. There you are. Train whistles are a kind of organ pipe. True. Calliope is a steam pipe. A calliope is a steam organ. So there you are. What's a calliope? That's a calliope. However that goes. Anyway, there you are. Yes, I don't know, banjos and steam trains and organs and whatever else. We're all mad and we all like that kind of stuff. So who knows why? We may never know why. All fun and games. Right. Splendid. Matt Leach, well there you go then. I don't, but I love steam trains, toot toot. Okay, well. Talking of trips to America, someone was asking about American stuff years ago. I was fascinated by the trains scurrying across America's great continent, and they all seem to, all of the horns these days seem to be, it's either a half diminished chord or a ninth chord. So if we're in C major, you get, which I think is wonderful. You get, you're sort of sitting there minding your own business, and suddenly this ninth chord appears from nowhere. It's mainly C9. And I've never understood why they did that. It's kind of cool though. Yeah. Go and listen to your trains as they honk on the way past. It's a big... That's when it's a long way away, obviously. And as it gets closer, obviously, the Doppler effect, and then off it goes again. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. Did you ever play in Florida? I've never been to Florida, Carl. RV, did you ever play in Florida? I've never been in Florida. I'm not old enough. I think you have to be really old to be in Florida. I think that's the way it works, isn't it? God's waiting room, or is that not what they call it? Yeah. I could make up jokes here. Gregory, what's the strangest church organ you found? Did I not answer that already? That's the one in Cincy, it's the crazy organ. It's on YouTube. It's weird beyond belief. There's no answer for it. Go and check out. It's How Crazy Is This Organ, or something like that. If anyone can find here, one of my blue wrenches, if you can find that video, post a link to it here so that everyone can go and look at it. Gregory Allen, that was the strangest organ I think I've ever found. Very, very bizarre. Hugely crazy mixtures and funny effects. It even had a drum machine that had real drums in it. You couldn't play the drums individually, but you could set them up to play rhythms. It was just really weird, and it is a church organ. Robert Varner, some train whistles scare the hell out of me. That's weird, man. That's weird. I apologize. Philip is here. Good evening. Wie suchst du dir deine Stücke aus? Well, Philip, that's a good question. Philip is asking, how do I choose the pieces for these concerts? Mainly by random. Occasionally, of course, we have a subject for a concert. Tonight's one is action, which could mean, of course, anything. There was a fair bit of film music tonight, so we could theoretically say that's what that was all about. A lot of the concerts are actually fairly spontaneous because you request lots of music. Actually, let me go and check my emails. There may have been... Oh my goodness, what's been happening here? What's this? Cassie sent a ticket earlier. Sorry, I missed it. Cassie. I should have been looking at the other thing here. And the Platz gang have been busy on my wish list. There are new items on the wish list, ladies and gentlemen. Go and check that out. Maybe you'd like to help us out there. Those are tangible... Well, actually, that's not true. One of them is an intangible thing. But those are tangible things that you can help us out with on the wish list. So thank you very much to the Platz gang for you there. And Yellowbird also sent in a few cups of coffee on Buy Me a Coffee. Thank you very much for that. Joe has requested a piece of music for my sister. My sister doesn't like that piece of music, so I have played it before and she went, oh, that's awful. So, but thank you very much. But she got her 2 requests tonight, so there we are. That was fun. That was fun. So yeah, there we are. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to you for helping us out there. Yeah, and also, thank you also to my friend Xing Chang Chong, who sent a rather lovely email when was it? 2 days ago, Wednesday, I think it was. And yeah, I haven't gotten around to listening to the piece of music that was connected with it, so thank you very much for that, but I will. I look forward to it. Right, okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've got 10 minutes to go, so final tickets, final questions, ladies and folks. So yeah, let's get going, see what we can do. Adrian Morris, I play with real train whistles. I've been retuning some recently. Oh my God, Adrian, tell us about that. In fact, tell us about that some other time. Yeah, people would get very excited about that. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Wow. Cool. How do you retune? Well, I suppose it's just like retuning any kind of musical instrument, isn't it? Yeah, that's cool. Oh, Adrian, can you somehow get a video of you doing that you can send us? How do you tune train whistles? That would be cool. I bet no one's ever seen that before. That would be cool. How many people want Adrian to make a video of him tuning a train whistle and then sending it to us? How's that? Oh, sorry, I was telling you about how I choose my pieces of music. So yes, it's sometimes it's random, sometimes it's due to the requests that come in, and I go off at a tangent, and other times it's very much by subject. Philipp said, can I do that in German? Okay, Philipp. Wie mache ich das denn? Ja, es kommt drauf an. Manchmal haben wir ein Thema, zum Beispiel heute heißt Action. Das kann natürlich alles beinhalten. Wir hatten ein bisschen Filmmusik, wir hatten auch so lustige Musik, Actionmusik. Deswegen, aber es ist relativ spontan gewesen, weil wir verschiedene andere Sachen hatten. Super. Manchmal lasse ich mich von den Wünschen leiten. Die Leute schreiben hier Wünsche, die schicken mir PDFs von irgendwelchen Stücken. Kannst du das spielen, kannst du die spielen, bla bla bla. Und wenn das irgendwie machbar ist, versuche ich das. Wenn nicht, dann kommt es in einem Koffer und wird irgendwann mal rausgeholt von meiner lieben Frau und ich muss es spielen. Das ist was ganz anderes. Das machen wir übrigens am Sonntag wieder. Und manchmal ist es wirklich geplant von Anfang an. Wir haben ein Thema, zum Beispiel, wann war das letzte richtig geplante? Letzten Sonntag. Wir hatten verschiedene Kirchenlieder aus den Gotteslobbüchern zum Beispiel. Und dann Stücke, die dazu passen irgendwie. Und dann kriegen wir das immer zusammen gemischt. Aber meistens lasse ich mich immer von euch leiten, weil die Wünsche sind manchmal sehr, sehr interessant. Right, there we are. So that was a brief description of how I choose my pieces for Philip in German. I need to get my husband to teach me German, says Lucy. Why, Lucy? Why would you need to do that? Have you ever seen a performance at Organ Stop Pizza? I believe it's the largest Wurlitzer in the world. Not anymore, Speedbird. The largest one is now in Karma Labs. I've never been to one of those pizza places, but our friend Jerry Martin has. I know Lou Williams. Lou is sometimes hanging around in the background very, very quietly. Sometimes he writes in the chat. He hasn't written for a long time. Lou Williams, if you're around, say hi. How are you doing? Yeah, I know Lou Williams, but he's invited me to Phoenix, Arizona many, many times. But I've never made it. So I'd love to. So there you are. So the Organ Stop Pizza. Yeah, that'd be good fun. All right, here we go. We're talking. Oh, Adrian's telling us all about it now. Yeah, send us a vid. People want a video of it. A lot of people said yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people said yes. 7, 8 people said yes. There you are. Good. What is BWV552? Question mark. Well, if you can tell me what BWV, let me check it out. BWV552. That's one of the preludes and fugues, isn't it? 552. It's E flat. D. Yeah. What about it? It's a prelude and fugue in E flat. There you are. There's the answer to that. Are you asking me if I'm going to play it? The answer will be no. The answer will definitely be no. Cool. Okay, right. If there are no more questions, we shall continue with the music. And I think we're going to leave Ulm and we're going to head off. We're going to head off to Theatre Organland. Is it Maureen? Are you still around? If Maureen is still around, this is my theatre organ sample set, or one of my theatre organ sample sets, and we're going to have some jazzy melodies to finish off this evening's concert. And I think we'll go up to, let's go up to the letter T tonight, shall we? Let's go to letter T. This is Philip. This is spontaneous. Letter T. Let's have this wonderful piece of music. We've been doing summer music, haven't we? So let's do some summer music. And a wonderful piece of music that I loved playing. I've played this music. claim to fame time. I've played this piece of music with various jazz bands, and I also got to play it with a very famous, sadly no longer with us, blind soul and blues player. I'll leave it at that. Beautiful old piece of music called That Lucky Old Sun. Does anyone know that? Lucky Old Sun. Wonderful piece of music. Oh, yeah. The Lucky Old Sun. Ah, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. I got to play that with, like I say, a wonderful old guy years ago, back in the early 2000s actually. And my final concert with him, he asked me, is there anything from my repertoire that we haven't played that you want to play? And I said, I want to play Lucky Old Sun. And he looked at me, well, he didn't look at me because he was blind. He looked at where I would have been and sort of said, why on earth do you want that one? And I said, I think it's the most beautiful tune you ever recorded. There you are. Let's have some music with a piano attached to it. Theatre organs tend to have pianos, or some big theatre organs. And I love a good tune by Thomas Fats Waller, and I think this is one of the best ones there. It's called That Rhythm Man, and it's in the key of A flat major, and it swings and bops along something beautiful. Ready? Here we go. I want two. I want two. rhythm man. The old fat swallow treatment there. Gosh, I'm exhausted. Well, ladies and gentlemen, after that, I think it's time to say tatty bye and good night. And I think we'll finish with, we won't finish with our usual bye-bye blues. We'll finish with this one tonight. And I think Joe's left us. We started with one for Joe this evening. We started with one for Joe this evening, and I think we'll finish with one for Joe this evening. Is Joe still around? Joe, are you still around? I hope you are. If you're not, tell him, everybody, that the last one is going to be for Joe. It's a wonderful old piece of music from the 30s. Again, it's a Louis Armstrong number that I used to play with with various bands. It's just a wonderful old tune. It's called That's My Home. It's a lovely old number, 1932, I think. That's My Home, and we're going to finish with that this evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much indeed. We will see you all on Sunday evening. Sunday night will be organ music night, and it's going to be one of our broccoli box specials. So it means if we sell a certain number of tickets on Sunday night, I have to sight read some stupidly difficult piece of probably classical music, and if I'm very unlucky, it might even be Bach. I don't know, because Vanessa chooses. So that's that. See you on Sunday, everybody. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful weekend until then.